What is up, guys? It is Wraith back with another video. Now, some of you guys have been wondering if my PC is fixed, and yes, it is actually fixed. I will be using it now for more clips and stuff. I just gotta re-get them, obviously, because my data did get lost, but don't worry, I will be finding it, and I will be getting everything back to normal. Should be by tonight, maybe tomorrow at the latest. But yeah, today's video, I kind of want to go with something that's a little bit cool that I've never done before and share someone else's opinion. And this guy's a very respected player in the community, and it's actually Ghost Aiden. Now, if you guys don't know who he is, he's probably top 3 best controller player in the world, and definitely one of the most respected players in the world. And how this kind of thing all started was Chronicoli, or I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name, created a tweet saying who he thinks is the top 10 controller players in the world, and Aiden actually responded to it, which is pretty cool because normally you don't see a pro player sharing his thoughts. Yeah, I'm gonna get right into it right after this. But yeah, so if you guys enjoy this video, make sure you smash that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, use creator code WraithYT if you support me in the item shop. But yeah, some of these people on this list is surprising. Like Nick Merckx isn't on the list, which is pretty surprising to me. I would have thought he would be in here, but I explain why and what Aiden thinks and why I don't think he is in this. But yeah, so let's get right into this video. So I'm going to show you guys a list on the screen right now, and you guys can kind of take a look over it. And some of them are big names if you guys are into the community, and some of them aren't some big names. Like some of them are pretty irrelevant from what I know, and I don't mean irrelevant in that way. I just mean I don't know who they are, like how she goes. But yeah, so let's get right into these. So first I'm going to start with Camo and Ghost Izza. Now they're both European members for Ghost Gaming, and I know Izza a lot because I watch Mongo all the time. He's probably my favorite streamer, and Izza's probably one of him and Mr. Savage play with Mongo the most because they're obviously European and there's not too many European gods. But yeah, Izza's definitely a god. I watch him all the time. He's pretty funny too. Like him and Mongo together crack me up. But then yeah, as well as Camo, they're probably one of the best. They're definitely in the top 10. They are both probably top 5 even. Even though they're in European, and they both did really well at the recent ESL Pro tournament, and they both got top 10 actually, if I'm not wrong, in the solos, which is pretty impressive for controller players. If you guys don't know, controller is still kind of at a it's kind of unfair against PC players, but obviously like they can still do unbelievable things, just like Aiden they do consistently. But now let's get into the next guy. So next guy is Innocent and Assault, who are also duo partners. And Innocence maybe, I think personally, he's the best controller player in the world, better than Aiden, better than Izza, better than all of them. He is an absolute tank. Like this man, I'll watch his stream, I'll watch his YouTube videos. This guy drops 30s, 20s, 40 bombs more than any other player I've ever seen in my entire life. Like I thought Aiden dropped a ton of 30 bombs, but Innocence literally destroys pub lobbies. Like it's not even funny watching him play. It's absolutely embarrassing for the other player. And they're both very, like, they're gods, both of them as well. I don't know if the other, I don't know if Assault can be considered top 5, but he's also very, very good. They both work really well together as partners, and they do well when most are in tournaments or wagers, etc. Now, kind of the cool thing that's been happening so far is all 4 of these players are from Ghost Clan, which if you guys don't know, Ghost Aiding, obviously, that's part of his clan. And they're all pretty good gods, but the rest of these guys are all either unknown players, not part of an org, or they are part of an org, and I'll get to that. The next 2 is Harmful and Diggy, who are part of Reciprocity. Kind of a hard name to pronounce, but clans, yeah, not one of the biggest clans, but it is still known, and they do have a couple pro players. But these guys are kind of unknown. I didn't know about these guys until I looked them up after hearing about them from Aiden. And Diggy actually did really well in the Secret Skirmish. They were both invited to the Secret Skirmish. And in the duos, he played with Ghost Bizzle. If you guys don't know who he is, probably one of the best players in the world. And they got 4th, which again is obviously very, very good. And then Harmful was Nick Merckx, and they finished 6th. So again, they both did really well in the duos. But in the solos, they did kind of choke a little bit. One placed 71 and one placed 60, so not too good if you ask me. But again, obviously they're still playing in a pro level, so they're still better than me or 90% of you guys watching this video. But they also do a lot of wagers on Playground. If you guys want to go on there, basically what a wager is you can bet money to 1v1 them, best out of 3 normally, and then the winner gets more money. So if you win, you get like double the money, or they'll even give you a little bit more money to incentivize it. But obviously they're gods, so unless you feel like you can beat them, I wouldn't do it. Excuse me. And then the next player is Destroy, who is a Twitch streamer, and he's he's pretty good. I haven't watched him too much, so I can't say too much on him, but he gets around 1,500 viewers on Twitch, which obviously he's doing something right if he's pulling in those numbers, because anything over 500 is very, very good and you're definitely making a living. But yeah, from what I watch, he's definitely a very good player. He hasn't really played anything professionally from what I've seen, which is a little bit disappointing. I wanted to see if he's done anything like in the pro scene or anything, but again, like, he hasn't really done anything. But again, just like the two before, he does a lot of waiters on Playground, so if you ever feel like you're good enough to play against him, which I definitely don't feel like I'm even close to good enough to play him, but if you feel like you have a chance at beating him, he does wagers as well, so you can definitely join up on that and try and see how that goes. And now the next one is Diggy, who is a free agent right now, and he's actually probably one of the most like recognized players on this list throughout tournaments. And he's played 6 skirmishes and he's earned over $45,000, which is pretty good for 6 skirmishes and not being on an org team. Because normally if you do consistently well, like this guy's probably placed top 20-ish like consistently. So normally if you do that well that many times, you'll get signed, which he hasn't. I don't know if he doesn't want to or if he just hasn't had the offer, but yeah, this guy's definitely a god, and I'm surprised he's not signed yet, but I wouldn't be surprised again if he gets picked up soon, because this guy is, like I said, a god. Now the next guy is Neorch, or Neorch. I have no idea how to pronounce this guy. I honestly have no idea who this guy is. Like, I've never seen him in a competitive scene. His stream's not very big, and every time I try and watch him, he's not streaming. But again, Ghost Aiden says he's one of the top 10 players on controller, and he knows a lot about the controller scene. So I'm gonna believe him on this one. If you guys do know who he is or how he plays, definitely let me know, because I am curious to know more about him. Because I am curious, like I said, to know if he's actually like a god, like Aiden says he is, or if he's just an average player. So let me know about that. And then the next guy is Binny, who gets around 500 to 1,000 viewers. Hasn't really done that much competitive. I couldn't even find anything. I don't know if he has. But he's a pretty funny guy. Like, I do enjoy watching him. I've watched him a couple times. Him and Iz, I'd say, are probably the ones I watch the most, and Aiden out of the controller scene. But yeah, he's very good, and he's a pretty cool guy to watch, so I recommend watching him. But yeah, that finishes off for the top 10 list. If you guys agree, make sure you leave a comment. If not, let me know who else. This is Aiden's decision, or Aiden's choice, but I honestly agree with a lot of the ones he has to say, besides the ones I don't know. But yeah, like, honestly, it's a pretty good list. And then after this, someone actually mentioned that Nick Mercs wasn't on here, and a lot of people did find this surprising, but honestly I didn't find it that surprising, because Nick is an absolute god. Like, there's nothing wrong with him, he's an absolute god. But I'll show the tweet right here. Aiden said he actually has to work on his building and editing, and then he'll be on there for 100%. And I gotta agree with this. Like, Nick Mercs has unbelievable IQ and aim. If he just works on his building and editing, because they're just a little bit above average, if you could say maybe even average, especially on the PC scene. He's just an average player with building and editing. If he can get those up, he could definitely become like probably top 25 in the world if he got those up. But yeah, that's the one thing he's kind of missing. And top 25 world for like PC and everything I'm talking about too as well. Like this, like his IQ and aim is unbelievable. I think it's even better than Aiden's. But if he just works on those two things, I think he'll boost him up a lot. And then he also mentions Ghost X and Ghost Shaha, who are obviously part of his Ghost Gaming clan, because someone asked him, like, I'll show the tweet right now, why they're not on there, and he just says that they need to compete more, and then he'll see like how he feels about them and if he thinks they're the top 10. And I agree with that. Like, some of these guys haven't played a competitive scene that I know of. They might have, but I think these two are also very good controller players. But I gotta agree with Aiden. If they prove themselves, then I think they have a good chance at being on his list. But yeah, the only problem I see is, or the only thing that I see is, a lot of them right now are underrated because they haven't been on the pro scene. But I think the World Cup's gonna change a lot of that. Like, I think after this, people will be able to tell who's good and who's not good, and who's a god and who's not a god, etc, etc. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you are a bro and you want to support me, and yeah, I'll see you guys for the next video. See you guys.